Before we get out of the local hour, I don't know if this lures Mike back. Put it on the poll, Billy, at LeBatard Show.
Oh, please tell me. Tell me we're going to talk about it.
Well, what I'm going to say is, do you confuse the Zellers and the Plumleys? Because as I sit here talking, I'm pretty sure they got a Zeller this weekend.
Yeah, we got a Zeller.
But
The Heat got a Zeller?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, what a big day.
Yeah, huge. And did you see what happened?
Finally got that whale.
Yep. He made a couple of moves. They immediately became title favorites
No.
in 2016.
Okay, Mike Ryan has given up on this team. And
No, I like the Kevin Love move. I do. Because it's something different, and I think we knew what the ceiling is. I'm not going to do that shtick again. I know everyone's tired of hearing about it, but this makes them a little bit more interesting. I was on board for Westbrook just because I'm like, sure, why not? Let's be a little bit more interesting. But I do think that there are aspects to Kevin Love's game that are sorely missing. We got a true power forward next to Bam. Jimmy and Bam needed a pick and pop partner that could hit a shot from the outside. They've struggled with threes, and it's not like Kevin Love is absolute money from the outside, but you have to respect his shot still. And you needed another shooter to come on and just provide a threat, as Miami has really struggled with a three-point shot. And if you go back to our YouTube page and watch what we did from Utah, you'll get really 10 good minutes of a meme breaking down this Miami Heat season. I'm excited about the Kevin Love stuff. I did do some reporting on the Kevin Durant thing, and what I found was pretty interesting. For those that are frustrated with Pat Riley, first off, the fake news story, the Ballsack Sports thing that's out there about him napping, allegedly, or just being unavailable during Kyle Lowry trade talks is, I mean, as you can tell, untrue. And also, they did really good work on the Kevin Durant front, to the point that they were feeling pretty good about their standing, and I confirmed with a couple of sources that Durant kind of felt like he was coming here. But Phoenix's new owner...
Doesn't that make what you said, like, they tried, though? Like
they tried. They tried. What happened was an owner conversation happened. You had a brand new owner come into the league, wanted to make a big impression. And while it's a bad look to have James Jones and new money come into the league and take your lunch money, he wanted to make a huge, tremendous impact. His literal first day on the job, those conversations were had owner to owner. Front office folks kind of just went along for the ride at that point, and Kevin Durant becomes a Phoenix Sun. But Miami was very aggressive, and Miami had a very competitive offer. This was just a conversation that boiled down to owner.
Chris, are you giving credit to Riley for trying? Riley's not here to try. He's here to close.
But it's just so like they're in this game, and you're not gonna. It's just like for fans, Heat fans, just be like, we get everyone. It's
right.
just it's not plausible.
Well, I think the bummer for me is doesn't make me happy to say we tried. So there you go. I'm just giving you the report, but a lot.
That's also according to them. We were really
close. No.
Trust us.
I had to confirm these reports with the Miami Heat. It's also
exactly.
weekend, so there's a lot.
But who's going to tell you otherwise?
There's a lot of league.
Right.
No, we did try.
Who's going to tell me otherwise? You don't know how many times I heard someone that I would think would know better would tell me that the Pat Riley story was legit, that he was unavailable during the Kyle Lowry talks.
Come on.
There were a lot of. It got to the point that I had to ask and cross-reference with the Miami Heat. But I'm telling you that my main frustration as a Miami Heat fan, Dan, is that we've had a lot of superstars be really interested in coming to Miami. All these whales. Donovan Mitchell wanted to come here, right? Kevin Durant wanted to come here. Kyrie Irving wanted to come here. This is just recently. Bradley Beal, I don't know what's his deal, but all these superstars are interested in coming to Miami. And despite that interest, they haven't been able to pull it off.
Let me just stop you for a second, because I didn't even address the napping Riley story. Like, I thought that was just a dumb joke people say, because he's an old guy and we're doing the measurements now 6 months at a time, as if you can just get a Kevin Durant every 6 months, because that's the way it's supposed to be. Hasn't made a trade in 700 days. I was at a wedding with him this weekend, and he stepped out to
Kevin Durant?
Pat Riley.
Oh. Riles.
A day wedding, right?
It was a day wedding, yes.
Yeah.
So, but he was there. He was there. My dad outlasted everybody, but he was there late, and he's not napping during Kyle Lowry talks. But he actually acquired Kevin Love there on the beach. And
multitasking.
Well, yeah, and it's cool to get someone named Love when you're at a wedding, but the idea, Stugotz, that the man wouldn't know what he's doing and that they wouldn't get close to Kevin Durant. And they've been trying to get Kevin Durant through his agents and everyone else for 2.5 years. And you finish second, and he's not here to finish second. But he's not falling asleep on the job. Like that's more.
I know, but he's here to close. That's all I'm saying.
But he's old, and
he's not closing anymore.
Right.
And he hasn't gotten a player. It's not 6 months.
Well, he got Zeller.
Well, he got Lowry. He
got Lowry, and that was a big L.
Yes, that is correct. And he's getting a lot of salary, and nobody wanted him at the salary cap at the end of the trade deadline. And now they go with whatever the relationship is into the playoffs, and they're getting what they need out of the discount bin, which of course is Kevin Love. Like that's about it. You would need to get him
or
Westbrook.
Zeller that we're all afraid to say the first name. I think it's Cody.
I think it's Cody.
I think it's Cody. Yeah.
All right.
But
Dude,
Prime Riley blows off that wedding, does he not? Like when it's KD closing time, he blows off the wedding.
Prime
KD,
Riley, not for Kevin Love.
I'm not saying he should blow it off for Kevin Love, but for KD, there is no wedding.
That's right.
Right, and now he's going to weddings.
That's right.
Day weddings,
taking time off
with you.
That's right.
He's lost his edge.
Oh man.
That's plenty of people will take up Stugotz's cause and forget the last 20 years and make it about the last 700 days. But that's how it happens. I mean, sports are cruel, and you can get close on Durant and that second place, and then they'll make fun of you for the Zellers and the Loves. But
I mean, if you make it about the last 700 days, I think they were in NBA Finals.
Well, that's the other thing that's funny about it, where they put the standard as the other teams in our town can't get close to that realm.
Right. Right, no, they were within a bad call away, possibly, of making it to their second.
But that's
NBA
how
Finals
fast
in 3 years.
look at how it's sped.
3 seasons.
But they were also one LeBron James away from not winning a championship since 2006. So.
Potentially,
right.
Although Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, remember Chris Bosh was already signed. It would have been interesting to see, depending on where LeBron went, how Miami would have fared if the talent is evenly distributed throughout the Eastern Conference. Mind, Dwayne Wade was the best player on that NBA Finals, the first one that they went to. Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh did a lot of sacrificing. I think they'd probably come away with one.
Billy, where are you on Mike's reporting and the Heat in general? Because I want you to take a stand. I want you to have a position.
Where are you, Dan?
About no, don't do that. I'm asking you. Everyone gets my opinions around here. I want to hear from you on where you stand.
I mean, we just every year hear how they almost got the superstar that everybody desired, and they just finished second. It's like, okay, congrats.
Mm-hmm.
But you're supposed to get the player, not finish second every single time.
That's right.
He leans into that reputation he has, which is why I had to go with the whole Godfather motif. We've had so many superstars want to be here, and he'll probably say, I got Jimmy Butler with 0 cap room. And I got Kyle Lowry when he was a coveted item and a missing piece potentially. It just didn't work out. But there have been a lot of times since he got Jimmy Butler that he failed.
But you guys are welcome.
And remember, he failed to get Jimmy Butler the first time. Jimmy Butler ended up going to Philadelphia when we had difficulty parting with Josh Richardson at times.
I'd like to know what the appraisal is. Again, with the standard of they were in the finals couple of years ago and then, a shot from being in them again. And now this year they've fallen to, you can tell, Milwaukee's better and Philadelphia's better and Boston's better. And they can add a Love here and a Plumlee or a Zeller there. And those teams are,
Zeller did.
Those teams have gotten better. Cody Plumlee or, yeah.
No.
I think it's Mason and Miles.
It's Mason Zeller.
Mason Zeller.
Mason Zeller.
Tyler and Cody.
It's just not what they always say that they are, this championship culture. And, oh, my God, we're like this force in the NBA. It's like, you're not, though. Like,
well, but you can't be as a 6 seed. Like, you can't be a culture force as a 6 seed. You can only do it the last couple of years when we've all been watching, been like, that's further than I thought they'd get. I think everybody was watching and saying, oh, that's a surprise that Jimmy Butler was good enough to get the Heat to the finals. I didn't think that was going to happen. Oh, it must be culture because I didn't think Jimmy Butler was that good. And they made a bunch of, factory line players, the Struces and Caleb Martins. They're trying to turn them into something.
Here's my frustration. You have an aging star, and Jimmy Butler's played so much better in the playoffs than anyone could have dreamed, despite his age. I don't think, given the Thibodeau's miles that he has on him, anyone really expected him to be this good still. But LeBron had many frustrations with the Los Angeles Lakers, and they had an impossible cap situation out there too. They found a way to get better. They found a way to get out from under the Westbrook contract. They found a way to build a roster around LeBron James and give him shooters because they have this aging star and a window that they needed to seize on. We got Kyle Lowry.
And Kevin Love now.
And we failed to get everybody else. We failed to get Donovan Mitchell. We failed to get Kevin Durant numerous times.
So, Mike, you've been very public. You were critical of the Heat. You bailed on this season faster than I've ever seen anyone around here bail on a team they know is going to be plenty good.
I'm bullish on them being better by the end of the season, and I think they're way more interesting now. And I think they have pieces that make sense, but I also don't think they're nearly as good as the top 3 teams in the East.
Okay, and what I want to ask Billy is where we've placed the standard in this town.
We haven't. They have. They will tell you there's this championship culture. There's this, and it's like you haven't won a championship in a decade at this point.
That's
like they did this to themselves.
He's absolutely right.
It's just PR words that they try to get everyone to buy in on and buzz to get season tickets and all that, and then they tell you this is different. You can win here. You can do this. It's like, well, you haven't done it in 10 years.
But what do you mean they competed like Mike said less than 700 days ago for almost in the finals? Like they
went to the Eastern Conference Finals with Jimmy Butler.
I would think that's what the culture is. Yeah. We're in it every year. We're never going to tank. We're always going to try to get in the playoffs and make they're doing right now. But Mike wanted them to tank, and they're like, no, we got a team that can compete.
But Chris, it's also we're going to land the big superstar because we have Pat Riley.
Right. We're all just saying that now because we got LeBron whenever we did. Like
we got Bosh, we got LeBron.
We got Jimmy Butler with no cap room.
I think
they might have missed a title by not getting Jimmy Butler in that trade.
I think if you ask them, like Riley and Harrison, like they will say, we just want to compete. Yes, obviously we'll take the best player in the league, but what it's really about is competing and having a chance to be in the playoffs and make some noise every year.
And staying under the luxury tax, which I also think is a fair criticism because they're excellent at doing that and they don't put banners up for that. I think the truth is somewhere between Billy's line and what the most passionate Heat fan would say. I think Billy's like not giving enough credit to what they've done recently, but he's absolutely right when the Miami Heat are probably confused when they listen to spoiled Mike being the fan, but they absolutely traffic on this reputation.
Yes.
They revel in it, and they're the ones that are ratcheting up the expectations.
They're not a joke of a franchise, but they're also not going to get the biggest name.
They're a top 3 franchise, I think, of the 21st century.
But I don't care about that so much as in 20 years of covering sports, the last 20 years of covering sports in this town, the standard there, which is not true for any of the other teams in 20 years.
Probably 4th. We'd go Spurs, Lakers, Warriors, Heat.
Okay, you're obnoxious this way. And
that's really good.
Okay, well, but it's not my point. Of course it's really good, but the standard around here is not really good. What you're saying is, yes, they traffic in. Well, Riley's rings. He drops the rings and he lures LeBron, and that's the myth. But what I'm telling you, Billy, is that your take is the correct one on, almost on Durant. Second place, not good enough because of the standard they created. But it's a hell of a standard when finishing in second place, whether it's to the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals or before that to the Lakers in the championship. It's not good enough around here. That's the standard they made, where you guys demand more from them.
But they're not living up to it.
Than you do from any other team in this town.
I bet the Pacers think we're living up to it. There's a lot of teams, the Magic, like I'm just saying, like I get it. It's a standard that we have, but it's unrealistic.
It's a championship standard created by them.
Of
course the Pacers would take competing every year.
They were a shot away a year ago.
They weren't win the title though.
I know, but South Beach, Miami, no state tax, Riley, we land the superstar, all created by them. All of it.
And they've done great doing that.
Right. Just haven't gotten Durant.
The income tax part of it.
They got Zeller.
Or Mitchell.
Got Jimmy.
Or Beal.
True.
Or anybody that could really get you excited about getting you over the hump that is now very clear in the Eastern Conference. There's a gulf, and it's only getting wider. The older that this nucleus gets, and Bam can improve a little here, and Tyler can improve a little there, but the path to a championship isn't there for them right now. They can heartily disagree because they added Kevin Love, and maybe that'll make them an even tougher out. But it's very clear.
They'll try.
What the season's
they
about.
will try to win the championship, and they will be wrong. They will not win the championship. There isn't an angle for them to win the championship this year, and that's the standard. And anything less than that is a failure. And Billy is a Miami fan. He ain't wrong.
Tell us, like, hey, like next year's slogan should be like, guys, we're just gonna try really hard. You know what I mean? Like if we get someone, we get someone. If we don't, we don't. But like, let's just be honest with it. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna try hard.
What is that? What is that campaign? I'd like you to do a promo in front of the green screen where you're doing the new Miami Heat campaign of "We're okay with almost."
We're gonna try. Sometimes maybe the person running our team is gonna be asleep or at a wedding when it's time to make the move. But like we're gonna give it our best shot, and then if we don't, we'll just tell you that we were second place, and you're not gonna know the difference. So we tried.